everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday. I'm Waveney, your host, and you are viewing Wavelength. And every week I bring you tips and strategies geared towards connecting, inspiring you, and influencing you to be your very best in your job and career. And so it's the last day of October, and it's the last in our series where I touch on topics that deal with mindset. And I've been speaking on topics that help you to change your mindset, and ultimately it will lead to your success. So we've spoken about fear, I've spoken about why a positive mindset is important to your success. I've spoken about confidence, having confidence. I've spoken on a few things, and so I've thought today it would be great to end with speaking about learning and why this is important. And of course, let's jump in there. Learning is important because you increase your worth. You increase your marketability when you know more, and you know a little bit more than persons. You position yourself for success. And so I just wanted to touch and highlight on a few things on learning. And if the lighting is bad, really, I need to learn how to adjust my camera for outside. I haven't learned that yet. But anyway, so let's jump in there. And so what is learning? So learning is all about acquiring, and it's a process of acquiring new skills, behaviors, knowledge, or value. And when you learn, you're either building on something new, or you're either building on something you already know. It's right here. You're building on something you already know, or you are learning something new. You're adding to your, I would say, your mental reservoir of knowledge. That sounds really good. That sounds really good. I'm going to write that down. Building on your mental reservoir of knowledge. That just came out of nowhere. Anyway, so I think, and one of the reasons that I thought that this would be a good topic is because I'm a bit selfish in this episode. I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn. Whenever I don't know something, if I hear a new concept, a new word, whatever it is, something in history that I'm not familiar with, whatever it is, I always go, Google is my best friend. And you can find anything on Google, right? But I love to learn. Anything that increases my knowledge, I get joy from learning. And so I thought that it would be great to do that, because some people think that learning is scary, and sometimes it is when you are out of your comfort zone, but it's important, right? And so one of the things that I wanted to share, and I wrote it down, I'm not a scientist, but I thought that it was interesting to share, is that when we learn, we strengthen our neural pathways. Right? And neurons are these things in the brain. They're carriers of information. And so over time, as we get older, as we do things that are routine, our neurons, it would seem, they kind of get lazy. And so when we learn anything new, it strengthens them, right? And one of the things, I read this and I thought it was interesting, and it's true. I was reading something and they were saying that we should always try to do, we have our routines, we are creatures of routine. For example, you may eat with you may be right-handed, so you eat with your right hand, and so they're saying to try something different. try doing it with your left hand, right? Sometimes I do that because I thought the concept was interesting, and it strengthens your brain because you're doing something different. It's like you're forcing your brain, not forcing, but you're challenging your brain to say, hey guys, wake up, you're being lazy, we've been eating with the right hand all the time, let's do it with the left. The other thing that I read as well in that same article is that if you drive, you take a particular route to work, why not take a different route? And so you know that for those of you who drive, you can drive without even thinking. Like when I drive to work every day, it's the same route, and I could do it without even thinking, right? And so they challenge you to take another route. Well, I can't really take another route to work, my primary job, so I guess that is out of it. But I can do other things. But the point is to continuously challenge yourself, and you can do different things, right? So the key to success, one of the keys to success is to be a lifelong learner, to be a student, to be always open, always challenge yourself. I don't even know if you can see me now. Okay. All right. I might have to do this because the lighting is weird. So always challenge yourself. I'm getting in a little bit closer. Always challenge yourself to be a lifelong learner. Challenge yourself to be a student. A lot of the times when people come to us, when we're in discussions and we're speaking to persons and they have an opposing viewpoint, we shut that down. I would like to challenge you not to do that. You can actually listen and understand someone's viewpoint and opinion without agreeing with them. And it's an art, and it calls for a level of maturity. And so I would challenge you to not just shut down every idea that you oppose or that you are in opposition with, right? Try to see it from another person's viewpoint, and it actually makes you more approachable, it makes you more friendly. People perceive you as being open and being able to understand them, right? So it actually works for your interpersonal skills. It's never too late to learn, right? It's never too late to learn. If you see me pause and delay, it's because I'm just seeing the screen is dark, and I don't know if you can see me well or not, so I just kind of move to get that done. Right, so it's never too late to learn. Don't kid yourself. And you know this because I'm not saying you should attend university if that's what you want to do personally. Should I admit this? I don't really like school. I never did. But I have to learn. And, thank God we live in an age where there is so much information out there. There's so many ways to learn. And this is one of the things I want to touch on. So, okay, if you listen to me and you go to school, that is important. Learn your lesson. But just personally, when I was in school, if I could have chosen those subjects that I really liked instead of those that I didn't, then I think that I would love it more. And that was basically it. Like, I want to learn what I want to learn type of thing. But anyway, that's just a little thing about me. So yeah, it's never too late to learn. Challenge your ideas, challenge the beliefs that you have, because a lot of the things that we know are the beliefs that we have are handed down to us, are things that we saw our parents do, or whomever, or caretaker, whomever raised us. A lot of the things are like, if we have friends, that's the way they think. So always try to explore outside your norms, and maybe it is that you go back to what you believe or think and know, maybe, but the point is always keep an open mind, all right? And how does this help you in the workplace? Business is fluid. Businesses are fluid, and businesses will do what they can to increase profit and anything that affects the bottom line. And a lot of the times, businesses need to do what they need to do, and that's just it. And if you're working for someone, then just tell yourself that things are going to change. Look at organizations that don't change. Like, I was looking at, I think I was either reading it or I was listening to somebody talk about Blockbuster, right? And Blockbuster, for those of you who are young, well, Google it. Right? But seriously though, Blockbuster was this video place in the US, and they had franchises, branches all over, and they gave DVDs or CDs, they loaned them out, right? Netflix has now replaced what would be the Blockbuster, and the person was saying that Blockbuster didn't want to change. Like, there was all these changes in the economy and in technology, and they didn't get on board. And so, see, you don't even know what Blockbuster is because there are no more. If you're like my age or more, you probably would know that, but know about Blockbuster. But yeah, so change is inevitable. It happens. It's great. We have to stop see change as something fearful and embrace it, roll with it, run with it. So I just want to touch on some learning styles. So people learn differently. There is no set way to learn. I personally learn by reading. Can I tell you how much I hate looking at YouTube videos? I prefer to read. That's just my preference. I know that there are some people out there, they can look at a YouTube video and they look at how it's done, and they would they look at they listen to the person speaking, and that's how they learn. And they learn like that. They're very visual and stuff like that. I am not that way. I like to read. I read, I process, I digest, I reflect, and I come back. If it's something like skills based and I need to know what to do, like how to apply makeup or something like that, I would actually mute the YouTube video. Trust me, I would just look and then figure it out. And if I'm like, okay, what are they doing, then I'll unmute it. Yeah, that's me, right? But I said all that to let you know that each person is different, and don't feel like the way you learn is something bad or it means anything. It's just how you learn, and once you learn, you're learning. It's important. So some people are very visual, some people learn by doing. They have to actually do the thing to learn. Some are blended visual and action, and yeah, we learn in different ways, and there are probably other ways, but hey, those are the ways that pop up and jump up when I was preparing. What else can I tell you? Right, I want to talk about writing stuff down as well, because this is important. I have like several notebooks, right? I have one that I jot down what I need to do for the People's Brand, right? My to-do list, and I have another one for my primary job, and I have a bunch of journals. The point is, when we write things down, it increases our long-term memory, and there's a whole science behind that that you can explore if you're interested in. But I would like to challenge you. If you in your job, walk with a notebook, have a to-do list. I'll probably do a series on time management and organizing your day, because that may be important. But always have a notebook with you, right? Another great thing too, if you're going into a meeting, always have a little notebook with you, right? It looks like you're prepared, and there may be information in there. Our brain could only hold so much, right? Our brain, and the more responsibilities we have, the more our brain, the less our information. Our brain would only retain information that's important to us, right? So have a notebook, write it down. If you're in a job, if you're in a new role, I would recommend that you have your your to-do list that you your book that you write, your to-do list, but also have another book that you write down the how-tos of what you're learning, right? And that will help you. And it makes you, you are perceived as being prepared, you are perceived as being like you want to learn, that you've got it together, right? So always write things down. And then I just want to touch on a few learning avenues that's available. So then I've spoken about it. YouTube is a popular one, and you can learn just basically anything on YouTube. I know a lot of people use it that want to learn makeup, or who has learned, like they learn from YouTube, which is great. But YouTube also has other things and other skills as well. You can learn about marketing, you can learn about basically anything for your business that you can learn about, right? Google, you can Google anything. And I love the way Google is set up, because you can just type in the question and it either picks it up, or it'll ask you, is this what you meant, type of thing. And I like that, because there are many times that sometimes I don't know how to put it over, but I start anyway, and it picks it up and it leads me in that right direction. So there's Google, there's YouTube, there is TED Talks, and I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a company, and you know, people go, there are different, it seems as though it's like they have franchises or branches or locations, but you know, you can learn anything from science, tech, business, communication, and it's a great, quick, easy way to learn. If you're on LinkedIn, LinkedIn has now added a feature where they have training on various business topics, right? Some are short, some are kind of lengthy, and I know that there are some persons that they could only listen for a certain period of time, and that is okay. I would not recommend, if your attention span is short, I would not recommend that you sit down, if a training is an hour, that you listen to the entire thing in the hour. Break it up in chunks, right? Do something that works for you, but once you learn. So there's that. And the last one, this is my favorite one to learn, podcasts. So if you have an Apple product, there is an app called Podcast, right? And you can find any and everything on any and every topic. And I listen to podcasts all the time. I listen to it going to work. I listen to it when I'm getting ready. I just listen to podcasts, and I listen to various ones. I listen to motivational ones. I listen to ones that can help me grow my business. A lot of this stuff as well. Instagram is there's some influencers on Instagram as well, social media that I follow. If you have a look at my Instagram and you go all the way back to present, you would realize that it has changed. And let me tell you, it's not because I know how to manipulate Instagram, right? It's not about that. It's because I followed this lady, and she was giving tips and tricks and all these things, and I signed up for a course, and you know, I try to learn as well. So learning can take different forms. I would encourage you to learn. It's going to add to your mental reservoir of knowledge. And, you know, I hope that you enjoy this series. What I'm going to do is, I think I'll drop some links tomorrow. So if you're viewing this on Wednesday, just look for my next post. I'm going to put some links of more learning tools that is available, and ones that I would recommend. All right, and so thank you for tuning in. If you know someone, I know you know someone who would benefit from this, just share the video. I am on YouTube, so you can head over there, hit subscribe. I've uploaded all my all the videos that I've done so far, my wavelength videos, so you can binge watch on them. And that's it. Oh, and if you love my content and you want to work more closely with me, send me an email at hellowaveme@thepeoplebrandskn.com or send me a DM and I would be more than happy to do that. I love helping people. Thank you so much and have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.